Angel Reese returns Flau'jae Johnson the favor with latest comment. Ex-LSU star's friendship takes a dramatic turn. Yeah, me and Angel. We aren't as close as we used to be. Flau'jae Johnson had revealed her changing relationship with Angel Reese, her former LSU teammate with whom she spent 2 seasons and helped lead the Louisiana State Tigers to the NCAA championship in 2023. However, both players have recently acknowledged that their friendship has changed over time. If that wasn't enough, Reese's recent choices and comments on her podcast seem to further highlight the growing distance between them. In the latest episode of Angel Reese's podcast, she welcomed former Miami Heat star Dwayne Wade as a special guest. The conversation covered a range of topics, but it was during the More or Less segment that Reese took a moment to share her thoughts on some of her favorite college basketball players she's eager to watch this season. Interestingly, her former teammate and friend Flau'jae Johnson didn't even come up in the conversation. As Angel Reese gears up for her first season not playing college basketball, she can't help but feel a wave of nostalgia. Nevertheless, she's got her favorite picks to watch out for as she said, "Oh my gosh, it's my first year not playing college basketball, and I miss it so much, but you know it's go Tigers. I'm super excited to see my girl Anissa Morrow, that's my favorite player this year. I'm excited also to see Juju, I'm excited to see Flau'jae, and I'm really excited to see who is going to draft this year." Angel Reese has picked Anissa Morrow as her standout player to watch this year, even though they only shared a court for 1 season at LSU. It's surprising, especially considering that just a few months ago, Reese was showering her former teammate Flau'jae Johnson with praise and wishing her luck ahead of the ESPY Awards. She's, Johnson, done so many great things. Being able to still see her thrive and excel. I remember we were there last year together, Reese said back in July. Yet, this time around, Johnson didn't make Reese's watch list, raising eyebrows among fans and followers. Despite this, Reese earlier acknowledged in her podcast that while their friendship isn't as strong as it used to be, there are no hard feelings between them and she continues to support Johnson. But the absence of Johnson from her favorites list might be a response to what Johnson did in her own podcast just last week. Flau'jae Johnson didn't have Angel Reese featured in the top 5 picks she rolled out on her podcast. Johnson first opened up about her shifting friendship with Reese at the beginning of last month. "Yeah, me and Angel. We aren't as close as we used to be, but I still support her 1000%. I was proud of her, just being in the WNBA and breaking records," told LSU guard to the Post. However, what came surprising to many was her selection of players on her podcast with Michaela Williams. During a recent episode of her podcast, Johnson posed an intriguing challenge to LSU teammate. She asked Williams to rank her top 5 LSU graduates, but with a twist. Johnson would name the players, and Williams had to rank them based on her personal preference. When Johnson kicked off the list with the legendary Shaquille O'Neal, it was no surprise he took the top spot. However, it was quite surprising to see that the other 4 names that followed didn't include Angel Reese at all. In an interesting twist, Johnson also included herself in the rankings and was named second by Williams. The relationship between Reese and Johnson has encountered some bumps along the way. This was particularly evident when their mothers got into a heated exchange on social media concerning their daughters. Angel's mom criticized Flau'jae's grammar, which led to a passionate response from Johnson's mother. While it's hard to say if that early season incident has had a lasting effect on the relationship between Reese and Johnson, it has definitely added some complexity to their friendship. In a surprising turn of events, Johnson's mother later dismissed the idea of her daughter joining the Chicago Sky in the WNBA, expressing a preference for the Los Angeles Sparks instead, where Johnson could team up with Cameron Brink and Rickea Jackson.